What if I told you that in India, there's a post office that actually floats? Or that the Himalayan mountains are still growing right now as we speak? What if I said that the world's first plastic surgeons weren't in a modern hospital, but were working in ancient India over 2,500 years ago? If you think you know the world's largest democracy, you might want to think again. Get ready for the top 50 surprising facts about India that will make you see the country in a whole new light. We're counting them down from 50 to 1, so prepare to be amazed. 50. India was the first to discover water on the moon. Kicking off our countdown at number 50 is a fact that's truly out of this world. While global space agencies were racing to explore the cosmos, it was India's space program that made a game-changing discovery. In 2008, the Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO, launched its first ever lunar mission, Chandrayaan-1, for over 300 days. This unmanned probe circled the moon, gathering mountains of data. Its crowning achievement? Confirming the presence of water molecules on the lunar surface. Data from its instruments, including NASA's Moon Mineralogy Mapper, gave us the first solid proof of water ice hidden in the moon's polar craters. This discovery didn't just change our understanding of the moon. It blew the doors open for future human exploration. 49. The national flower, the lotus, is deeply symbolic. Next up at 49, we have a fact rooted in deep cultural meaning. India's national flower is the lotus, or Padma. But this is no ordinary flower. It's a powerful symbol woven into the very fabric of Indian culture, religion, and art, in both Hinduism and Buddhism. The lotus stands for purity, enlightenment, and rebirth. What's so amazing about the lotus is that it grows in muddy water, yet it rises up and blossoms into a perfectly clean and beautiful flower. This journey is seen as a metaphor for the human soul rising above the messiness of life to achieve spiritual perfection. You'll often see major deities like Vishnu and Lakshmi sitting on a lotus, a sign of their divine status. 48. It's home to 30,000-year-old cave art. At number 48, let's rewind the clock way back. Deep in central India and the state of Madhya Pradesh, you'll find the Bhimbetka rock shelters, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These caves hold some of the oldest art ever created by humans, dating back an astonishing 30,000 years. Just imagine our Stone Age ancestors using natural pigments to paint scenes of their lives right onto these rock walls. They painted hunts, dances, rituals, and animals like tigers and elephants. It's like a prehistoric art gallery, giving us an incredible window into the lives of people who lived tens of thousands of years ago. 47. It has unique columnar basaltic lava formations. For fact number 47, we're heading to the coast of Karnataka to see a geological marvel that looks like it was sculpted by an artist. St. Mary's Islands are a tiny chain in the Arabian Sea, famous for their incredible hexagonal columns of basaltic lava. These formations were created millions of years ago, when fiery lava oozed out of the earth and cooled into these perfect pillar-like structures. It's one of the few places on Earth where you can see this so clearly. It's believed they formed back when Madagascar was still attached to India, before it broke away around 88 million years ago. Standing on these islands feels like you've stepped onto another planet. 46. It is home to the world's largest family. Number 46 on our list redefines the term full house. In the northeastern state of Mizoram lived a man named Zionachana, the head of what's widely considered the world's largest family. Ziona, who passed away in 2021, had 39 wives, 94 children, and dozens upon dozens of grandchildren. The whole family, with over 180 members, lived together in a massive 4-story, 100-room mansion. They basically operated as their own self-sufficient community, complete with a school and gardens. The family kitchen was a sight to behold, going through about 220 pounds of rice and more than 30 chickens every single day. 45. a giant boulder that defies gravity. Here's one that seems to break the laws of physics. In the historic town of Mahabalipuram, there's a gigantic 250-ton boulder that sits on a steep, slippery slope. Known as Krishna's Butterball, this massive rock has been there for over 1,200 years, looking like it could roll down any second, yet it never moves. Legends claim it was dropped by the gods. In 1908, a governor even tried to move it with 7 elephants, but the rock wouldn't budge an inch. It's still there today, a baffling and awe-inspiring natural wonder. 44. It has the world's largest river island. At number 44, we travel to Assam, where the mighty Brahmaputra River hides an incredible secret. Majuli, the world's largest river island. This lush island is more than just a geographical oddity. It's a vibrant cultural hub. For centuries, it has been the center of Assamese, Neo-Vaishnavite culture and is dotted with monastic centers called satras that preserve traditional music, dance, and art. The island is also a biodiversity hotspot, attracting countless rare and endangered migratory birds. Getting there requires a ferry, and the visit feels like stepping into a serene world where nature and culture live in perfect harmony. 43. A cave with a naturally forming ice lingam. Our countdown continues at 43 with a phenomenon where nature and faith collide. High in the Himalayas lies the Amarnath Cave, one of the holiest sites in Hinduism. Inside this cave, something miraculous happens every year. A stalagmite made of ice forms naturally. This ice pillar, considered a symbol of the god Shiva, grows and shrinks with the phases of the moon, reaching its peak during the summer. Each year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims make the difficult trek through the mountains just to witness this spectacle. 42. The sport of kabaddi originated in India. Fact number 42 is a shout out to India's contribution to the world of sports. The intense, fast-paced team sport of kabaddi started in ancient India. It's a game that needs zero equipment, just strength, speed, and smarts. The goal is simple. A single player, the raider, sprints to the other team's side, tags as many opponents as they can, and gets back to their own side without being tackled. And they have to do it all in one breath while chanting kabaddi, kabaddi. What began as a rural pastime has now grown into a professional sport with international leagues, showcasing India's rich sporting heritage. 41. The peacock is the national bird. At number 41, we have a symbol of grace and beauty that is quintessentially Indian. The Indian peacock, with its stunning iridescent blue and green feathers and that magnificent fan-like tail, was declared the national bird of India in 1963, but its importance goes way beyond its good looks. In Indian mythology, the peacock is linked to royalty and divinity and is often associated with gods and goddesses. The bird's famous courtship dance, especially during the monsoon, is a celebrated sight, seen as a welcome sign of rain and renewal. 40. It has one of the world's lowest divorce rates. Number 40 brings us a sociological fact that often surprises people. India has one of the lowest divorce rates in the world, with some stats putting it at less than 1%. While divorce rates in many Western countries hover around 40 or 50%, Indian society has traditionally viewed marriage differently. This low rate is shaped by a mix of cultural and social factors. Marriage is often seen not just as a union of two people, but as a sacred pact between two families. There's a strong cultural focus on commitment, with family and community often playing a big role in helping resolve conflicts. 39. It has the world's largest film industry. For fact number 39, it's lights, camera, action. Hollywood might have global fame, but it's India's film industry, often called Bollywood. That's the largest in the world by the sheer number of films it produces. India cranks out over 1,600 movies every year in various languages, blowing past any other country. And Bollywood, which is centered in Mumbai and makes Hindi films, is just one piece of the puzzle. India has tons of booming regional film industries in languages like Tamil, Telugu, and Bengali, each with its own massive fan base. 38. It is the world's largest consumer of whiskey. At number 38, here's a fact that might pour you a surprise. India is the world's biggest consumer of whiskey. By some estimates, the country drinks nearly half of all the whiskey sold on the planet, and it's not just about imported scotch. India has a massive domestic whiskey industry that produces some of the world's best-selling brands. This love for whiskey is deeply ingrained in the culture, present at everything from big celebrations to casual get-togethers. So next time you see a bottle of whiskey, remember there's a good chance its biggest market is India. 37. Indian soldiers received 38 Victoria Crosses after World War II. Number 37 is a testament to incredible bravery. During and after the Second World War, a remarkable 38 Indian soldiers were awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest possible award for gallantry for British and Commonwealth forces. That's a staggering number, and it speaks volumes about the pivotal role and immense courage of the Indian Army during one of history's darkest chapters. These soldiers displayed unbelievable acts of heroism everywhere, from the deserts of North Africa to the jungles of Burma, a powerful reminder of the valor that has long defined the Indian Armed Forces. 36. It is home to a double-decker living root bridge. We've all seen bridges made of steel or stone, but in the state of Meghalaya, people don't build bridges, they grow them. And here, you can find something truly mind-blowing, the world's only double-decker living root bridge. The local Khasi and Jaintia people have mastered an ancient art of guiding the roots of rubber fig trees across rivers, weaving them together over years until they form a solid living structure. The Umshang double-decker bridge is a stunning example of this natural engineering. These bridges just get stronger over time and can last for centuries. 35. It has the world's largest sundial. Fact number 35 takes us to Jaipur, where ancient astronomy meets massive architecture. Here you'll find the Jantar Mantar, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and home to the world's largest stone sundial, the Samrit Yantra. This thing is colossal, towering at 27 meters or nearly 90 feet high. It's so huge and precisely built that it can tell time with an accuracy of just 2 seconds. But it's more than a giant clock. The entire observatory has 19 other massive instruments designed for tracking celestial bodies with the naked eye. It's a breathtaking monument to India's advanced knowledge of astronomy centuries ago. 34. In one state, cows must have photo ID cards. Coming in at number 34 is one of the strangest facts on our list. In the state of West Bengal, some cows are required to have their own photo ID cards. This isn't a joke. It's a real initiative by authorities to stop illegal cattle smuggling across the border with Bangladesh. Each ID card has a picture of the cow, plus details like its age, color, horn length, and any unique marks. It also has the owner's name and address. The idea is that if a cow is stolen, the ID card serves as proof of ownership, making it easier to track down and prosecute the smugglers. 33. It is the world's largest producer of spices. For fact number 33, let's spice things up. India is known as the spice garden of the world for a very good reason. It's the planet's largest producer, consumer, and exporter of spices. For centuries, the hunt for Indian spices drove global exploration and shaped history. Today, India produces 75 of the 109 spice varieties recognized by the International Organization for Standardization, accounting for about 70% of the world's total spice production. From black pepper and turmeric to cardamom and chili, the flavors of India dominate kitchens everywhere. 32. The Indian Railways is one of the world's largest employers. Number 32 is a fact that really puts the scale of India into perspective. The state-owned Indian Railways is one of the world's biggest employers, with a workforce of over 1.4 million people. That's more than the entire population of countries like Estonia. This massive organization runs a rail network that crisscrosses the entire nation, carrying over 23 million passengers and millions of tons of freight every single day. It's the country's lifeline, connecting remote villages to giant cities and playing a critical role in the economy. 31. It developed one of the world's first planned cities. At number 31, we look at a marvel of modern urban planning. While ancient India had master-planned cities in the Indus Valley, modern India does too. Navi Mumbai, a city built in the 1970s just across the water from Mumbai, is one of the largest planned cities in the world. It was designed from the ground up to ease congestion in overcrowded Mumbai, with a major focus on great infrastructure and green spaces. The city is built around a series of self-sufficient neighborhoods, with wide roads and reliable public transport, making it a model for modern urban development. 30. The boson particle is named after an Indian physicist. Fact number 30 takes us into the world of quantum physics. You've probably heard of the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle. But did you know the boson part is named after an Indian physicist? Satyendra Nath Bose was a brilliant scientist who, back in the 1920s, made huge contributions to quantum mechanics. He sent a paper with his radical new ideas to Albert Einstein, who was so impressed that he translated it into German, got it published, and expanded on the theory. In honor of Bose's groundbreaking work, this entire class of fundamental particles was named bosons. 29. India banned captive dolphins, recognizing them as non-human persons. Coming in at number 29 is a compassionate decision that set a global example. In 2013, the Indian government officially banned keeping dolphins in captivity for entertainment. The Ministry of Environment and Forests declared that dolphins are highly intelligent and sensitive, and should be seen as non-human persons with their own rights. This landmark ruling recognized that it was morally wrong to keep them in confinement for our entertainment. India was one of the first countries to take such a strong stand, a move praised by animal welfare advocates around the world. 28. The Lotus Temple welcomes all faiths. Fact number 28 is an architectural masterpiece that embodies unity. The Lotus Temple in New Delhi is one of the most visited buildings on the planet. Just like its name suggests, the building is shaped like a giant blooming lotus flower made of 27 freestanding marble petals. As a Baha'i house of worship, it's open to everyone, no matter their religion or background. Inside, there are no sermons or rituals, just a silent, serene hall for personal prayer and meditation. Its stunning design and inclusive philosophy have made it a global symbol of peace. 27. Martial arts were born in India. Get ready for a kick of a fact at number 27. While many people think of East Asia when they hear martial arts, a lot of evidence suggests they actually started in India. The ancient Indian martial art of Kalarpayattu from the state of Kerala is considered one of the oldest fighting systems still in existence. Legend has it that martial arts spread from India to China through a Buddhist monk named Bodhidharma, who traveled to the Shaolin Temple around the 5th century. It's believed he taught the monks fighting techniques to help them defend themselves, which eventually evolved into Kung Fu. 26. Plastic surgery was practiced here in 600 BCE. This next fact, at number 26, sounds like science fiction, but it's ancient history. Plastic surgery wasn't invented in the 20th century. It was being performed in India as early as 600 BC. An ancient Indian physician named Sushruta, often called the father of surgery, wrote a revolutionary medical text, the Sushruta Samhita. In it, he described incredibly advanced surgical procedures, including detailed instructions for nose reconstruction or rhinoplasty. He used a flap of skin from the forehead to build a new nose, a technique that is still studied by plastic surgeons today. We are halfway through our countdown, and the facts are only getting more incredible. From ancient inventions to modern marvels, India is a land of endless surprises. If you're enjoying this journey, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And let us know in the comments which fact has blown your mind the most so far. Now, let's get back to the countdown. 25. It has the world's largest postal network. Coming in at number 25, here's a fact that delivers. India has the largest postal network in the world with over 155,000 post offices. That's more than any other nation. This huge network is the backbone of communication, especially in rural areas where post offices often act as community banks. But among them all, there's one that truly stands out, which we mentioned earlier, a floating post office. On the beautiful Dal Lake in Srinagar, Kashmir, this post office operates from a large, carved houseboat, serving locals and delighting tourists. 24. Its only active volcano is on Barren Island. For fact 24, we're heading to a remote and fiery corner of India. In the Andaman Sea lies Barren Island, home to the only confirmed active volcano in the entire Indian subcontinent. This volcano rises from the ocean floor and has been erupting on and off since 1787. After being quiet for over a century, it roared back to life in 1991 and has been intermittently active ever since. The island itself is uninhabited, just like its name suggests, and you need special permission to visit. It's a powerful display of the Earth's raw energy. 23. It's home to a sea of milk waterfall. At number 23, we find a waterfall so stunning it earned a magical name. Dizagar Falls, on the border of Goa and Karnataka, literally translates to Sea of Milk. During the monsoon season, the Mandovi River crashes down a 4-tiered cliff from a height of over 1,000 feet. The sheer force of the water creates a massive cloud of white spray and foam, making it look like a river of milk is pouring down the mountain. To make it even more picturesque, a railway line runs right in front of the waterfall, giving passengers a breathtaking view. 22. A 52,000-year-old meteorite crater lake. Our countdown continues at 22 with a cosmic collision that left a permanent mark. Lonar Lake in Maharashtra is a stunning, almost perfectly circular lake that was formed when a meteorite slammed into the earth about 52,000 years ago. But its origin isn't the only thing that makes it strange. The lake's water is both salty and alkaline at the same time, a rare combo that supports a unique ecosystem of microbes found nowhere else on Earth. For years, scientists were baffled by it. It's a natural wonder where geology, astronomy, and biology all meet. 21. The living root bridges of Meghalaya. At number 21, we return to the incredible ingenuity of the people of Meghalaya. We already mentioned the amazing double-decker bridge, but the entire system of living root bridges deserves its own spot. For centuries, the Kasai and Jaintia tribes have been training the roots of rubber fig trees to grow across rivers, creating living suspension bridges. It's a process that takes patience, sometimes 15 to 30 years to complete a bridge. But the result is a structure that's incredibly strong, capable of holding dozens of people at once, and it gets even stronger with age. 20. It has the world's only floating lake. Coming in at number 20 is a lake that's unlike any other. Lokdek Lake in Manipur is famous for its fungus, which are floating islands made of vegetation, soil, and organic matter. These fungus are so big and stable that local fishermen have built their homes on them. But what makes this lake truly one of a kind is that it contains the Cable Lamjao National Park, the world's only floating national park. This park is the last natural home for the endangered Sangai deer, which has adapted to live its life on these floating islands. 19. It has the world's largest school by number of students. Fact number 19 is about education on an epic scale. India is home to the world's largest school in terms of student numbers. The City Montessori School in Lucknow holds the Guinness World Record for having the most pupils. As of 2023, the school had an incredible enrollment of over 61,000 students across its 21 campuses. It was founded in 1959 with just 5 students. Managing an institution this big is a mind-boggling task, requiring thousands of teachers and staff. 18. The Himalayas contain 9 of the world's 10 highest peaks. At number 18, we look up to the roof of the world. The majestic Himalayan mountain range contains 9 of the 10 highest peaks on Earth, including, of course, Mount Everest. While not all of these are inside India's borders, the Indian Himalayas are home to giants like Kanchenjunga, the 3rd highest peak in the world. What's even crazier is that the Himalayas are still geologically alive. They were formed when the Indian tectonic plate crashed into the Eurasian plate, and that collision is still going on. As a result, the mountains are still growing by a few millimeters every year. 17. The Western Ghats are a UNESCO biodiversity hotspot. For fact number 17, we explore a mountain range that's even older than the Himalayas and is bursting with life. The Western Ghats, a chain of mountains running along India's western coast, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the world's 8 hottest hotspots of biodiversity. These mountains are home to thousands of species of plants, birds, and animals, many of which can't be found anywhere else on Earth. The forests here are also crucial for regulating India's monsoon weather patterns and are the source of major rivers, making them vital to the entire peninsula. 16. It's home to the world's largest mangrove forest. Number 16 takes us to a mystical ecosystem where land and water meet. The Sundarbans, located in the massive delta of the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers, is the largest mangrove forest in the world. Shared between India and Bangladesh, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is a dense maze of tidal waterways and salt-tolerant mangrove trees. It's a critical habitat for a ton of wildlife, but it's most famous for being one of the last strongholds of the Royal Bengal tiger, which has adapted to this aquatic world and has become an expert swimmer. 15. It's the only country with an ocean named after it. This next fact at number 15 is simple but incredibly unique. India is the only country in the world to have an entire ocean named after it, the Indian Ocean. This huge body of water, the 3rd largest of the world's 5 oceans, has been a central hub for trade and cultural exchange for thousands of years, linking Asia, Africa, and Australia. The name itself shows just how important the Indian subcontinent has been to the region throughout history. No other nation can claim that honor. 14. The Golden Temple feeds over 50,000 people daily for free. At number 14, we witness an incredible act of service. The Golden Temple in Amritsar, Punjab, is the holiest shrine in Sikhism, but it's also home to one of the largest free kitchens in the world, known as the Langar. Every single day, volunteers here cook and serve free vegetarian meals to between 50,000 and 100,000 people, no matter their faith, background, or social status. The scale of the operation is mind-blowing, with giant cauldrons of food simmering 24/7 and thousands of rotis being made by hand and machine. It's a powerful symbol of equality and community. 13. It has the world's largest vegetarian population. Fact number 13 reflects India's diverse cultural and dietary landscape. India has more vegetarians than any other country in the world. For a huge percentage of Indians, a vegetarian diet is a core part of their culture, rooted in religious principles like ahimsa, or nonviolence, found in Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. This has led to one of the most delicious and sophisticated vegetarian cuisines on the planet, with an incredible variety of dishes that have influenced food all over the globe. 12. It is the world's largest producer of milk. At number 12, we have a fact that highlights India's agricultural might. India is the world's largest producer of milk, a title it has held for over 2 decades. The country's milk production is the backbone of its rural economy, supporting millions of small farmers. This success is largely thanks to the White Revolution, a government program in the 1970s that turned India from a milk-deficient nation into a global leader. Milk and dairy products are a huge part of the Indian diet, making this achievement vital for the nation's food security. 11. The Indian national kabaddi team has won every World Cup. For fact number 11, we celebrate total domination in sports. We already know kabaddi started in India, but the country's mastery of the game is just on another level. The Indian national kabaddi team has won every single Kabaddi World Cup ever held in both the men's and women's competitions. That is an unbelievable record of success in any international sport. It's a source of huge national pride and proves India is the undisputed king of kabaddi. 10. Varanasi is one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. Breaking into our top 10 is a city that feels as old as time itself. Varanasi, also known as Kashi, is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. Sitting on the banks of the sacred river Ganges, it has been a center of learning and culture for at least 3,000 years, with some sources suggesting it's even older. Considered the spiritual capital of India, it's a holy city where pilgrims come to bathe in the Ganges waters. Walking through its ancient, winding alleys feels like traveling back in time. 9. It has a uniquely famous floating post office. We teased this at the start, and at number 9, we revisit this charming spot. India's postal network is the world's largest, and its most unique branch floats. On the picturesque Dal Lake in Srinagar, a beautifully carved houseboat serves as a fully functional post office. Established in 2011, it provides all the regular postal services to people living on the lake. It's also become a huge tourist attraction, with visitors flocking to send postcards with a special seal depicting a boatman on the lake, a perfect blend of practicality and novelty. 8. The Kumbh Mela gathering is so large it is visible from space. Number 8 on our list is a gathering of faith on a scale that is almost impossible to imagine. The Kumbh Mela is a Hindu pilgrimage that's the largest peaceful gathering of people on the planet. Millions upon millions of pilgrims come together to bathe in a sacred river. The crowd is so enormous that the 2011 Kumbh Mela was visible in satellite photos taken from space. On the main day, tens of millions of people can participate. Managing the logistics for this, from security to sanitation, is a monumental feat. 7. India has never invaded another country in its last 10,000 years of history. This next fact, at number 7, is a remarkable track record for a nation of its size and power. In its long and rich history, India has never initiated an invasion of another country. While it has been invaded many times and has a powerful military to defend itself, its foreign policy has long been guided by a philosophy of peaceful coexistence. This history of non-aggression is a source of great national pride and reflects the cultural values that have shaped the nation for millennia. 6. Calculus, trigonometry, and algebra were developed in India. At number 6, we uncover India's foundational contributions to the language of the universe, mathematics. Long before these concepts were formalized in the West, Indian mathematicians were making incredible breakthroughs. The core ideas of calculus were being explored by mathematicians like Bhaskara, the second way back in the 12th century. Trigonometry, with the definitions of sine and cosine, flourished during the Gupta period. And algebra has deep roots in the work of scholars like Aryabhata and Brahmagupta, who introduced concepts like negative numbers and zero. 5. Yoga originated in India over 5,000 years ago. Coming in at number 5 is a gift from India that has transformed health and wellness for millions across the globe. The practice of yoga originated in India more than 5,000 years ago. It's not just physical exercise, it's a holistic discipline for the body, mind, and spirit, using physical postures, breathing techniques, and meditation. It was developed by ancient sages as a path towards spiritual enlightenment. Today, this ancient Indian practice has spread to every corner of the world, a testament to its profound benefits. 4. The game of chess originated in India. At number 4, we have a game of strategy and intellect that was born on Indian soil. The game we now call chess was invented in India during the Gupta Empire around the 6th century. It was originally called Chaturanga, a Sanskrit word meaning 4 divisions of the military infantry: cavalry, elephantry, and chariotry. These were the ancestors of our modern pieces: the pawn, knight, bishop, and rook. From India, the game spread to Persia, then the Arab world, and eventually Europe, evolving over centuries into the global game we love today. 3. The concept of zero was invented in India. Our top 3 begins with an invention so fundamental, it changed the course of human history. The number and concept of zero was first defined and used in India. The brilliant 5th century mathematician Aryabhata is credited with developing the concept, and later, Brahmagupta established the mathematical rules for using it. Before this, placeholders existed, but it was Indian mathematicians who gave zero its own status as a real number. This revolutionary idea paved the way for the decimal system, algebra, calculus, and ultimately the binary code that runs our entire digital world. 2. It overtook China as the world's most populous country. At number 2 is a historic demographic shift. In April 2023, the United Nations confirmed that India had surpassed China to become the world's most populous country. With its population crossing 1.428 billion people, India is now home to more human beings than any other nation on Earth. This is a massive moment, as China had held that title for centuries. India's population is also incredibly young, with a huge percentage of its citizens under the age of 25. This presents both immense opportunities and huge challenges for the country's future. 1. It is the world's largest democracy. And finally, at number 1, the most incredible fact of all when you consider its sheer scale. India is the world's largest democracy. It's a fact that's often said but rarely fully appreciated. Every 5 years, the country holds the biggest democratic exercise on the planet. During its general elections, nearly 1 billion people are eligible to vote. The logistics are staggering, involving millions of election officials and security personnel to ensure every citizen, from Himalayan villages to remote islands, can cast their vote. For a country with such immense diversity, the sustained success of its vibrant and often chaotic democracy is nothing short of a modern marvel. And there you have it, 50 surprising facts that show the incredible depth and diversity of India. From a floating post office and bridges grown from living roots to the invention of zero and the world's largest election, India is a country that constantly defies expectations. It's a land where ancient traditions thrive alongside cutting-edge technology, and where nature's wonders meet human ingenuity in the most astonishing ways. Which fact surprised you the most? Did we miss any of your favorite unbelievable truths about India? Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And for more deep dives into the most fascinating topics from around the world, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.